Hello, how are you? Sat Sri Akal.
I'm good, Eddie. How are you? Jessica,
Sat Sri Akal ji. क्या हाल चाल है?
all good. How are you? How's the
Very well.
lockdown?
One thing
Uh,
is that Instagram should make windows in such a way that both our turbans show. Either yours is
ah,
cutting or mine is cutting.
that that would be the next project for Singhs. Nice to have you on board, yeah.
Honors
And
all mine. So how are things
so
going on?
going on well, yeah. Just lockdown, so we just like the whole team has been under like retirement. It was semi-retirement.
Heat is killing in this lockdown, you know. I think more than anything, it's the heat. It's so hot right now.
Correct. I agree. I totally agree. So, so to give the audience a perspective and even to you, the chat is basically so things in conversation has been going on for a long time in my head, and I think the lockdown was a good opportunity for us to kickstart this program. And I actually really am thankful to you to be the guest to inaugurate this particular initiative.
No, it's my honor.
Uh,
Pleasure both.
so the idea is it's two pronged. The one thing is that we wanted to bring out all the Sikh icons across the globe onto this particular platform so that the youth of today and tomorrow, whenever they're going to watch this video, they get a perspective about what is fashion business all about. If they want to get into the business, what are the recommendations or suggestions that you are going to be giving? If they have any questions, they can either write to you, follow you, or through any of the social media. But also we want to showcase that, the identity does not come into, it's not a hurdle, in your professional career. Like when I was growing, there were many who said, you can't become a pilot because you wear a turban or anything in school. Anyone used to just come and, and that used to play in our heads. And there was nobody to give us a guide, guidance, saying that, yeah, I'm actually from this particular sector. It doesn't matter. It basically is hard work and skill that will take you far off places. So Singhs in Conversation is all about that, and connecting across the globe with all the Sikhs. And so that's Singhs in Conversation.
You know, it's a very good point that you brought that, a lot of Sikhs, like even when we were in school, we have grown up where we've been teased and stuff. But I think it's the advent of technology that
Right.
has made so much awareness on how our community adds to the society, helps the humanity at a very global level.
Correct.
And the technology today really spreads this vibes everywhere.
True.
And when that happens, it really has developed another level of respect for the Sikh community, which cannot go unnoticed. I know schools and I know young children in schools who are not like the friends or peers we had in school where, they would pass a lame Sikh joke. Nowadays, they all look up to other Sikh children with a sense of respect.
Correct.
The whole pandemic about teasing another religion is slowly diminishing in almost all schools, at least in Bombay, that I've noticed. I never see outside schools where kids are derogatorily calling a member of any community with a slang, whether it's a
Right.
Hindu, a Muslim, or a Sikh, or a Parsi. Everybody is looked up to and addressed by their first name, which is a great start that most schools have imbibed in their children today.
Correct.
So I
I,
think this one thing which the new generation technology has changed the outlook. Now, when it comes to a lot of Sikhs who find a reason saying that a certain profession or a career space is not helping them, is not working for them, it's because of a turban. I personally feel that this is just an excuse that they give themselves not to pursue it.
right.
Because the struggle is going to be everywhere. That's the price you pay for progress.
I agree.
So if you want to progress, you have to be ready to struggle.
I totally buy a point.
You cannot say that you are not able to successfully launch yourself in a career because on the way your attire is. This is all bullshit.
Totally agree. So great, yeah. That's actually, so this is something that we want to bring out to, to the world and to the youth. Also, the thing is that I've always said that there are several Sikh icons like you, but, the youth today is totally into music. And who's there in the music industry? There is a Jazzy B. These are great, singers. So I always respect them. But the thing is that if a Sikh wants to, he's planning to get into the music industry, he's like, yeah, wo to Jazzy B hai. Who else is there? There is Yo-Yo Honey Singh. No, these are touchers, right? So there is an influence that, slowly and steadily that, people think and say, okay,
Yeah,
you get influenced.
Develop a notion. That's the problem. Like there are like you said, Jazzy B. There's Mika. There's Daler Mendi who wears a turban. But it's not that they were Sikhs and then they became shown their hair, and that's the reason they have become in the place that they are. They have done a lot of hard work and struggle to be where they are.
That's the talent. That talent has got them.
Turban or not having a turban has got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but there are people who influence the youth by saying that.
I mean, they do influence, I'm sure, and it's also for the people to understand what they want to be recognized as.
Right.
I always feel proud to be recognized as a Gursikh who leads the fashion industry. I have so many of the fellow Sikhs and country cousins who come up to me for taking ideas on how they should go about, how are the things they should plan in order to start a business in couture. And we are also one of those labels that gives factory cost plus 10% prices to every Gursikh that purchases products from us and is getting married in the Gursikh family. It's like a community giveaway we do it.
Right.
And I've been doing it since so many years. There are a lot of Sikhs who come to us. If they are Gursikh, getting married in a Gursikh family, that's not a problem. I always offer them a factory cost plus 10% vis-a-vis the market prices that we have.
Right.
So it's how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the religion that you were born in, how you practice, how proud you feel to be a Sikh. I would want to be a Sikh in every life of mine. If I'm given 100 lives, I want to be born as a Sikh every life.
That's a beautiful thought. That's a very beautiful thought.
Because this is our only religion where we are born Sikhs. We don't convert anyone into one.
Correct.
Two, we have been given a turban and a crown right from when we were born.
Right.
And look at the lineage of Sikhism. It is only based on helping others. Even if the fights that the Sikh community has led, whether it was Guru Gobind, anybody, it has always been support of others.
Right.
We never had our own fight. We've stood up for people. We've stood up for injustice. And we've helped people. And we've lost our lives also. The Sikhs never had their own fight. Like we never had issues with anybody. We have always stood up for people. And that is something that cannot be discounted. And what a great feeling it is. There are people who need help, they come to us.
Not only, like, whenever you go somewhere, like, Sardarji, I travel, wherever I travel, abroad as well. The first thing you'll say is,
it's sorry to interrupt, my showroom is in Jew, right?
Right.
And when the stores shut down, it becomes quite dark out there because it's next to JW Marriott. So, that stretch after all the stores, it's only the Marriott, and then we have a showroom, and once closer, it's very dark. So, there are a lot of hotel guests, and sometimes there are girls who are waiting for someone to come so they can join them for dinner at the Marriott or go to another restaurant.
Right.
So, they always choose to stand outside my store and wait. And it's amazing because you see a sense of security because the store has a Singh on it.
Right.
And that's such a beautiful thing. I've been asked so many times when I'm driving back home. I mean, there are girls who are stranded sometimes it's the rain because Jew can get a lot of rains at times and So I always offer lifts to any stranded passenger, and I've always noticed that most girls would love to take a lift from a car that is having a Sikh driver in it.
Right.
Because it's a sense of security they feel. It's that image that we have created.
Correct. Totally.
You know.
I totally agree to each point of yours, and that's something that I feel that's why we started our Sing style. So that if any Sikh who wants, just because you are proud of it, but if you lack products or anything to maintain the identity, you're feeling it very tough, I'll make the life much more easier, so that you don't need to leave. So it's a pride, every day when I tie my turban, it's a proud moment. So coming back to AD, about your, tell me, let's go back to childhood days, like your schooling, college. Why don't you share your your childhood days with us, so that we know your growth trajectory from AD, from a kid to AD today as a global entrepreneur.
So thank you for the very flowery words that you are giving me, which I really don't deserve. But my journey started in school, which was St. Xavier's High School in Vileparla, which was a complete boys' school. And before that, I was in a co-ed school in Our Lady Good Counsel in Science. So when I came to Xavier's, I started my secondary, and it was all boys' school. Co-ed schools are a little more soft and a little more, you can say, a little more decent in the way the approach is. And boys' schools are a bit rowdy. So I remember when I went to the school, and the guys, I had new friends, and they were like, "Hey, you were in a boys' school? You left and came to a boys' school?" I was like, "Yeah, I was a big deal." Like, oh, what a dickhead. But schooling was the best schooling I had. I would say that what made me who I am and how we stand for ourselves is probably because.
Sorry.
Are you showing me something to read?
I was.
So it was because of St. Xavier's. I made a lot of friends who I'm still in touch with. We have a school group, and it's amazing how each one of them comes up to me and says, what, dude, I really like how the Sikh community is doing things in these, or how we had supported the war-torn areas in the past through Khalsa Aid. And they come and tell me, we are sorry, as a kid, we had jokes on you, and now we realize what we're doing is wrong. And I said, it's completely all right, we were all kids. And now they tell their kids about it. Now, when you have a Sikh friend, make sure you respect, and that's the win that we have today.
True. Even I'm from an all boys school, so I don't know. I know the experience that you've gone through. But so, what about college? So
post school, I went into Mithibai College. I did my 12th. Then after that, I went to Khalsa College for my bachelor's in management studies.
Right.
And the best part about the college was they were all Sikhs, and I learned how to tie the turban. Because there's a phase in every Sikh's life where they want to stick to the matka because it's easy.
Right.
Turban, it's slippery. It doesn't suit your face.
Right.
And eventually, you need to figure out how to tie the turban so that it suits you well. So Khalsa College taught me that, and after that, I got into IMA Ahmedabad, which Indian Institute of Management Studies.
Right.
Where I gave it up in the first few months only and came back to my love, which is fashion and design. And
so I'm cutting you off. So when did this whole passion or the love for fashion got in?
So fashion was something that it was been a family-owned business. So my father was running a great store doing some really good merchandise.
Right.
So what people would do is they would shop from us, and they would claim that they bought it from various other designers or not, because what they would do is, like, everybody wanted prestige in what they were. So I always thought that I want to be a designer, and
Right.
brand the label in such a way there, if we have dressed, if there are 100 brides in the market, there are 80 claiming to be dressed in AD Singh when we know we have dressed only 40 of them.
Right.
So we wanted to channelize our brand into a category of which was A plus luxury, and that is how this brainchild started when I was in I think the 13th or the 14th grade. And after joining and IMA, I still felt that, fashion is my passion. That's when I took a postgraduate course in fashion design from Wigan and Lake. And that's where we started manipulating and understanding the importance of fashion and how to progress into branding the whole thing.
Right. So, but this is an idea which you bounced it off to your parents, or was it something which?
No, my parents were always very supportive about it, and my dad especially. Whenever I am into the work because of my father,
Right.
Because this business requires a lot of capital,
Correct.
2, a lot of experience, and 3, a very strong network. So my dad had about 40 years of experience, and I worked with him for 2 years while I was studying design, and that added a very solid foundation for me.
Right.
So I got that experience from him, and when you're learning from the best in the field, it's very easy to imbibe the experience, especially when it's your father. He teaches you the tricks of the trade. So I got all of that. The network is what I built, and the capital, my father really helped me very generously with the capital. He never questioned my dream. He never questioned my vision. He said that if you're one son, and I will invest, and if it works great for you, well and good. Otherwise, you're young, you can always start again. And these are the important things that I've learned from him. Is always give wings to the dreams. Like he says, always give wings to your dreams. And I'm grateful to him that he gave me he gave me the wings, everything that supported me in bringing up the label to this so far.
Beautiful. So, so you go to IM, you leave it.
That is being cursed. I've been cursed so much for that.
Like I was just reading about it. I was like, okay, this is new.
Yeah. So my whole family, my extended family, are all IMA or IMB graduates.
Wow.
Nobody has been to IMC. Everybody is IMA or IMB.
Wow. So, and then...
In fact, I had some of my friends who told me, dude, you went to IIM and then you left it. That's why there are jokes on Sikhs, because these are the kind of things you do.
But that time also, your uncle was like, your dad was not...
I remember my dad told me, like, oh, this is your admission letter, let's rip it off if you're so confused about it. What do you want to do? I said, design. I said, Dad, that's it, end of story now.
Wow.
So I still have to take my fees from IIM back if they never returned.
I hope someone from IIM is actually on this particular video. So
I know, they'll come up to me and say, dude, you wasted your fees.
Exactly. But it's great. So, so coming back, you got into Fashion Design Institute, and I think you're one of the youngest fashion designers in India.
I think now there are a lot more younger because I've grown with the age. So yes, back then I was one of the youngest designers, but now I'm sure there are a lot more younger designers also who are doing well. And the confluence of internet has made it really possible. The reach has increased for a designer. There was a point a few years ago where we used to not give our own pictures. We
right.
Designers store, they say, oh, no pictures. Now designers are putting their own pictures of the products outside on Instagram and Facebook.
So did you do any internship as such before you
took up really, the I really didn't intern because I was working with my father for about 3 years, 2 years when I was learning design side by side, plus 1 year of very strong experience when I was handling the entire business.
Right.
And that's when I started, and after that I started.
Perfect. So,
But yeah, we give a lot of internships. It's one of the most sought after program in our company called the Designer and Training Program. Where
so it's a beautiful thing. I think the guys who are following us right now, who will be seeing this video, they can send their resumes to you.
oh yeah, they can send resumes and they can I can always guide them how to start their business. But right now we are moving operations. This is another thing. We are moving operations from India. First it was an out of India, where now we'll be moving operations to Canada. So our primary store and headquarters will be in Canada, and from there is where we'll be operating out of.
So no more AD Singh at Juhu.
No, AD Singh would be there in Juhu. It would be there in some multi-designer stores. It would be available online. But the brand is going more into the international market, because most of our clientele has always been very international,
Right.
The kind of clothing we make is also suits mostly the international audience. So I felt that there's a point in life where we have to move to make it more global and international. We have to move to a country which can give you that opportunity. So Canada has been very generous to us to give us that opportunity to start our business there and expand into the US as well, because the country's geographic distribution is such that it borders with US.
Correct.
So a lot of our clients from US also are very happy that we are opening a label there, because it's easy for them to drive to Canada to shop rather than fly down to India,
True. What about UK? You've never considered UK as your another market?
In UK, we already have resellers who are purchasing our merchandise and selling it. So I don't want to be direct competition to our resellers who have supported our label for so many years.
Okay.
So, but Canada, we don't have a presence, but now we're going to have a very strong presence in the next few months. If the pandemic wouldn't have happened, we would be on by now, But unfortunately, we'll have to wait a few more months and then take the operations there, and that's how we will be progressing. But that's what the brand is very focused on how to enter a newer market, make a position, and internationalize the whole operations. And that is what is one of the biggest achievement and kicks that we like about our label. That we have a very strong market impulse. We move with times. We don't try to be redundant and stick to archaic ideas and archaic skills. We like to travel with time, travel and focus, and move towards new directions, new avenues. And that's the whole idea when we say the show must go on.
Beautiful. So, as a fashion icon, what is your go-to style quotient? Like, how do you style? What do you think?
So, fashion has always been about comfort and great craftsmanship.
Right.
Because I like to work on more classics. We don't like designs that's my personal take. I don't like designs that are in as a trend. I like designs that are more classic. Even after 4 years or 5 years, when you pick up your outfit, you're like, oh, I'm still in love with it. Let me wear it, and it still looks good. So we design garments that are going to be in for keeps. We'll not make an outfit where you feel that, oh, the trend is now passé. It looks so funny if I wear it. So it will be like a classic Armani jeans which will fit you well, which you'll wear over the year, but it won't be like diesel or anything where you have toned knee cup buckles, or you have faded jeans where it's 6 months in trend and then you are like, oh, what do I do with this? So I like to make a lot of classics where I know people are going to wear it, feel in love with the dress, and they're going to pass on. So that's the kind of ideology behind every couture outfit that we design.
Eddie, I got one question for you, and that's been this question from the time I have been seeing you. I think we both are the same age, by the way. So you're born on 20th December, I'm born on 25th December. It's just
Yeah,
5 days.
I look a lot younger. I'm in my early 10s.
Chalo, I'll take that. I'm older than you. But one thing, being a fashion icon, I've always seen you in the same black turban. Why? I think your dresses are so beautiful. They are, you like have one of the best colors, and I like some of the women in my house.
I have a lot of other colors also. Never
seen you.
When I'm in work, I sometimes wear just a black turban. But getting color turbans, you have to go towards King Circle, and that's a long drive from Juhu. So I always think I'll go next, and I'm glad. I know Singh Style is doing a lot of colorful turbans, but I've never got a chance to look at them and order.
I was about to put that as a whisper to you that there's SinghStyle.com.
Yeah, so I'm going to definitely look up I know you told me a few times to look it up and then order, but now I'll definitely do that. That's one of the most important things on my to-do list, so I will definitely do that.
Great. So, what are your style tips or the 5 things which are a must in your wardrobe?
I think we do a lot of couture and bridal, but I can give 5 tips to everybody who for men and women separately. So for the men, I would start by saying, make sure you always have a white shirt, a clean cut, good fitted blue jeans, or a black jeans, but make sure it's not the ones with those shreds and then those faded colors, because there's nothing like a classic pair of good fitted jeans. Make sure your trousers are always the right length. It has to end where the shoe is about to begin from the ankle. You don't need to stop things. The 4th important tip I would like to give men is, when you do your shirts inside your trousers, don't pull it out and have like that balloon all around your waist. That is something why most men do it. They take it out, and if it's tucked in, it has to be tucked in. You don't have to pull it out and make that little bubble on all 4 sides. So that is one of the important things. And 5, always groom your hands and see how presentable you are. Because you could be wearing a $1,000 shirt, a couple of $1,000 trousers, and a few $1,000 shoes. But when you put your arms right ahead to shake hands and got those dirty nails and big nails, that's going to look ridiculous. So always make sure you're well groomed on your hands, your feet, everywhere. So that's another important tip for men. When it comes to women, the first most important tip I give all brides and all women is, don't go in for an outfit that looks good on the rack. Go in for an outfit that you look beautiful in. Because it's always been the thing that women try to follow trends more often, and without failing to realize that the outfit might not be your style, If you're looking at a Paris Hilton or Nelly Furtado wearing a certain style, it's because it suits them, they're able to carry it off. Now, if you can pull it off, nothing like it. But if you're not made for that outfit, always go in for something that suits you rather than going in for something that you've seen your best friend wear. So, tip number 1 is always go in for an outfit that suits your body type and you look glamorous in, not an outfit that's looking good on the racks. 2, make sure your outfit is comfortable. If you're going to wear an outfit and you have to always worry about your cleavage or your arms or your waist, and it's not comfortable, it's going to show on your face. So make sure the outfit is comfortable, you can handle it well, and it has that signature element of yourself. And that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, most women today are very conscious on how they look, especially in terms of body weight. It's amazing when I have brides who come and say, I want a dark color because I look thin. I want a light color because I look fuller. And I just have to look at them and tell you, look, if you're getting married, your fiancé or your husband to be has chosen you the way you are. You have to represent yourself. Why you want to look at you what you're not, and any color will not make you look different.
Right.
It can give you an illusion, but if you're big, you're gonna look big.
Right.
So this is something I tell all brides: just try to be yourself. Don't body shame yourself so much that it makes it difficult for you. Be yourself. Go for be comfortable and be confident of what you're wearing.
True.
The fourth most important tip for girls is also choosing the right lingerie, because lingerie makes a lot of difference on how your outfit is going to turn out. You know. So having the right kind of lingerie is something very important. I'm sure you will not figure this out, so we skip forward this, but the women audience will definitely understand this.
That's why I'm just shaking my head.
Yeah. And the fifth important thing for women is always in your footwear avoid stilettos, because it creates a lot of pressure on the back and on the legs as well. You can go for platform heels if you really want height, and it's also comfortable for long hours.
Right.
So a lot of girls go in for stilettos for their wedding outfits, and after a few hours they are knackered, they're completely broken, and they find it so hard to handle these things. So I always tell them go in for a nice platform heel. It will be above of the ground, it will be comfortable, and at the same time you'll be able to manage yourself pretty well. So yeah, these are my tips to men and women.
Wow. So, by the way, Charanjeev Singh sir, there's several Singh style customers and few of our board members who have been saying thank you, AD, for the chat. It's nice. So there's one question which has popped up. It's from Anupam, a very dear friend of mine. How do you weave this strong sense of duty into a business venture? Duty as in, the community or the faith. Is it a challenge or an opportunity?
I didn't get this question. Can you say that again? How did I do what?
So the sense of duty means basically, being a Sikh and whatever what you're doing for the community, as well as the pride of having this identity. How have you weaved this into the business?
So,
I think one of the things which you said was about giving those discounts to.
I always do that because I feel proud, when another Sikh tells me, hey, we are very proud that you are representing Sikhs in the glamour and the fashion industry in your full Sampurna style, and
Right.
We feel great and we are proud of you. So I also feel proud to be a part of this community, and that's the way I want to give it back to them, is give them the attires that we make so they can represent us, and
Right.
if they are a part of the clan, why not? Why not get it at a factory cost plus 10%? So
Great.
that's my way of giving it back to the community. I also do this with members of certain professions like doctors,
Right.
ex-army men or current army men, or anybody from the police.
Right.
I also do this for teachers, and so these are the few industries that we support through this program.
Right. So beautiful. So, one last thing. So, if somebody has any questions or wants guidance to get into the profession, how can he reach you?
Yeah, so I'm very prompt on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Just send me a DM on ad.singh1 or AD Singh Designs, any of the profiles. And
Right.
you can also write an email at info@adsingh.com.
Okay.
And that's the best way to reach me, and I'm very prompt with these things. So that's not going to be a problem. Anyone can reach out to me. And
Great.
lockdown, this is like the best time to do it.
Yeah, I think they should now be sending you in bulk, because I keep getting a lot of questions from these young Sardars who are like, wherein the remote areas of Punjab, they have a lot of dreams. And I say that I'm not the person to answer this, but one day I'll get you access to a person who can answer this question.
I do get questions from these young boys from especially Punjab and Ludhiana saying that you want to become models. Now I cannot help you become a model, but I can show you the way how to go about and be a successful model. What all it takes to be the right model. It's not about you having a good looks or a good six-pack body or you looking extremely pretty with a slender figure and having a good fair skin. It's not that makes you a model. It's also the attitude that you carry in the pictures and the way you walk, which is one of the most important criteria for having a model. You don't want a good-looking person who's on the ramp but he can't walk or does not have the right expression.
True.
So I can definitely guide you in that. I can tell you how to have good pictures. So a lot of pictures that we get from people are pictures that are clicked like selfies from their phone. These are not going to help because when our designer is doing his campaign, he wants to see a professional picture.
Right.
So these are the small things that you need to figure out if you really want to start a career in modeling. And I tell everybody that if modeling is your career, then this is how you need to start. But I cannot do a magic and say, hey, you're a Sikh, you're from Punjab. Okay, next AD Singh show, you're going to open it up. No, that's not going to happen.
Right. So the guys who keep questioning are the guys who want to get into fashion designing.
Perfect.
And so some of them have actually shown some good work, So there were suggestions about getting into printed turbans and all.
I heard a little thing that you also at one point of life wanted to be a fashion designer.
Yeah, till standard 10th, I think I wanted to be a fashion designer. I was like, this is the sector I want to be in.
Then you realized that it will be the hot charm among all the models and life will become notorious for you, so you left it.
No, I think I opted for a very wrong stream. I went into science, and that's where my life changed, right? And then the whole idea about... So I think after every few years, there has been something which hits to me like, I first wanted to become a pilot and then I wanted to get into fashion designing. I think that's the time when I was looking at the lyres and all. And then my grandfather later on in life introduced me to you, saying there's this AD Singh Sardar guy, he comes sometimes to the shop. I was like, yeah. And then my mom later on showed me like, that's AD Singh. That's what he's doing.
That's how you started with Singh style.
Singh style happened in 2015 onwards. So
you done pretty well in the past 5 years. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, but the thing is, let's see how the brand now grows. We have quite a few things lined up. We're just waiting for the lockdown to get over.
Right.
And I need your blessings as well.
And you'll do very well in life. So.
Thank you so much, AD. And thank you for this chat. And so I hope you enjoyed this chat. I think there was an inaugural one, so there were a lot of technical issues which
I didn't have any technical issues. So it's completely alright, and I look forward to many more sessions like this in the near future. And to all your audience and my audience as well, like whoever's in here, you're more than welcome to connect with me anytime at the given handles AD Singh Designs, ad.singh1, or email me at info@adsingh.com. So
great.
Just make it worth it. Keep it brief. Don't start with long emails like I'm inspired and all that jazz. Just keep it straight to the point, like, hi AD, this is my question and I'll answer that. Because when there are long emails, I generally put it in the trash can.
So, best of luck, AD, for the next big venture.
Thank you so much.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be like,
yeah,
hey, you are a global icon.
I'm sure, it will go wherever it has to go, and I'm sure God has brought us so far. It's not to leave us, it's about how to grow further. So,
well, I think the world is just waiting for you. You just go there and
thank you. That's such a lovely thing to say.
Huh?
And I'm hoping Singh style will cater to a lot of Sikhs in Canada as well.
We are coming there.
Looking forward to see you there.
And I want to see you now in colored turbans, yeah. Come on, I'm sending
Yes,
you.
100%. Let the lockdown get over and I will look at some colored turbans from your website.
Done. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Take care. Just.
That's it.